What's up, YouTube? It's Ryan from AnnihilatorMTG here, and today we're going to be playing a little bit of Modern. The deck that we're going to be going with today is a red-green Titan Breach deck. Now, we've got the usual suspects in the full play sets of Breach, plus Titan, plus Summoner's Pact. We have the ramp to get us there. We got a couple escape shifts, which is pretty nice. We have lightning bolts to take care of the board, planeswalkers, or just hit for face. We have relics, which is great in this meta. We actually have a full play set of Bloodbraid Elf. Now, Bloodbraid Elf is just an amazing card, and ever since it got unbanned, I thought it was the perfect fit for this archetype. We could play it a little bit earlier than most decks can because of our ramp, and even when we're not doing that, we're always getting value, and that incidental damage from a hasty creature can sometimes get us there. A lot of the time, I'm going Bloodbraid into Scape Shift or through the Breach Prime Time or something like that in the following turn, and that's just awesome, in my opinion. We're also running a one of Woodfall Primus, which it's a bit of a nutty card, but when you're running through the Breach, yeah, you might as well give yourself something fun, maybe an Emrakul, maybe a Woodfall Primus. I've even seen like Hornet Queen, which is pretty nutty. We're also running the Field of the Dead, which at this point is just free in the archetype. Why not do it? So that's why we're running that. As for the sideboard, we're running 2 Veil of Summer, 3 copies of Fry, 3 copies of Damping Sphere, 2 copies of Anger of the Gods, 2 copies of Crozen Grip, and 3 copies of Obstinate Baloth. Now, you might be curious about the Crozen Grip and why it's not, say, a Reclamation Sage, for instance. Now, Rec Sage is fantastic, especially with Summoner's Pact. That much has always been true. However, I think Split Second on Crozen Grip is incredibly high value. This is fantastic against like a Blue Moon player who's just like, they played their Blood Moon and now they're protecting it with like a Force of Negation or a Cryptic Command or whatever, right? This wastes their time and makes it so they can't actually protect it, which is awesome. And it's sometimes good against stuff like Aether Vial. However, you're most likely going to be valuing Angers and Fries over that. So that's my reasoning for those picks. So let's move on to the queue and see how it goes. All right, we made it into our match here, and it looks like it's a pretty good hand, to be honest. I think we can keep this for sure. I always like having Search for Tomorrow into Sakura Tribe Elder. It's just an awesome sequence of plays. It's really, really quite something, to be honest. All right, so our opponent plays a basic Plains. Very interesting. And we got a Through the Breach. Not bad. Okay, so we'll crack this Wooded Foothills, and we'll get a Stomping Ground. Yep. And then we'll suspend the Search for Tomorrow and see what our opponent is playing. All right, and we'll just pass and see what they do. Yeah, sorry about the art that apparently doesn't want to load. This is, oh, there it is. Classic MTGO, very inconsistent. All right, a second Plains. Like the art, too. Ooh, what is this? Power Conduit. Oh, is this that, what is it called? It's that mono white deck that combos with like Walking Ballista and that one god. Interesting. I have no idea how good or bad we are against that because I honestly haven't played against it yet. This is kind of my return to the format, and I'm enjoying it so far. But there's definitely a lot of question marks in terms of just stuff that I either haven't seen before or like updates to things. All right, so hopefully we can top deck a Primeval Titan here, because if we do, then we basically have the game locked up. So they crack a Marsh Flats, and they get a Swamp. Okay, got a little Orzhov action. History of Benalia. Okay, little 2/2 with Vigilance. I think we can manage that. Okay. So let's crack this Steve here. We'll get a Snow-Covered Mountain, pass, and then we'll get just a regular one with a Search. All right, we'll play that. Regular Mountain. Gotta stay with some variety for the field. All right, that's just fine. So I think we'll jam this. Let's see. Let's just bolt the Knight. Then we'll play our Bloodbraid. Hope to hit something good. Relic, that's fine. Just do that to get rid of our opponent's land. Don't think Relic's going to be that important here, but it's what it is. And then we'll swing with the Bloodbraid. All right, we got our opponent down to 16. So now at this point, it's just find the combo and they're in range. And that's all you need sometimes. All right, so put a counter on this thingy. And we'll pass, see what our opponent does. More Knights, that's fine. Godless Shrine, and they shock themselves. Ranger Captain of Eos, all right, so they're fetching some Some 1-mana card. Hex Parasite. From target permanent for each, remove this way. Huh. Yeah, I have absolutely no idea what our opponent is playing at this point. I don't even think it's what I originally thought it was. But that's all right. Okay, I think we'll do this. We'll pop the relic. See if we can get a Titan. We can't. Okay, so we'll hard cast this. Get ourselves a forest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we'll have 8. More than enough for the Titan shift. Okay. I think we'll just hold back at this point. Or sorry, more than enough for the scape shift. Titan shift. Geez. Good lord. All right. Anyways, let's see what our opponent does. They're putting counters on dudes. That's fine. I'm assuming there's some kind of like degenerate combo in mind here, and like that's the goal or whatever. Oh, I guess they can just interesting. All right. We'll just take this. That's what it is. Don't really mind. Doing a bit of learning here myself. Okay. So they get in for some damage. That's totally cool. No problem with that. 2, 4, 6, 7. Hex Parasite. Okay. Paying costs. Yep. And Death Shadow. Interesting. Okay. This is a funky deck. I'll tell you that. Huh. Your opponent can't... Ah, fun. Okay. That's problematic. Yeah. I forgot about that portion. Oh, nice. Okay. Let's cycle Woodfall Primus. Okay. Do we through the breach? Huh, okay. Sure. I think I know what we do here. All right. We can through the breach during their turn and jam out the Primus. It's a little annoying. Okay. Get a forest. So we have ways to deal with them for sure. And they're definitely not going to expect this Primus, which I am totally thrilled with, to be frank. All right. Jam the breach. Jam the Primus. So we'll just hit that. Then we'll block here and take... Yeah. Are we forced into blocking... Remove up to X counters from target permanent. We take... this is ugly. This is definitely ugly. I think we just might be dead. We might just be dead. Yeah. Is what it is. Alright. Alright. Let's see. What do we do here? I think we can Crows and Grip for sure. Maybe take out the Primus. We can go down on some relics and maybe add in some angers just to deal with their... Actually, no, we can just take some fries. Can't hit the shadow with that, but that's okay. All right, good enough. I've literally never seen this deck before, so this is a bit of a learning experience for me. All right, we're playing first. Best of luck to our opponent. Yep, we can keep this. It's a bit wonky, but we've definitely, or I've definitely won with worse. An opponent mulligans to 5. Interesting. Unfortunate for them. So we'll suspend and pass. See what they play. Wonder if they're packing like Thoughtseize or something. That'd be interesting. Yep, they are. Is what it is. They hit the Pact. That's honestly not what I expected, but that's fine. Kind of expected them to take the Steve. Ooh, nice. Let's jam that. They must have another one or something. Or maybe not. Maybe that was just their choice. So they play a Marsh Flats, do nothing. That's good for me. All right, we'll cast this. Get a snow-covered mountain. Good. All right, then let's do that. So next turn we can play the Prime Time. Okay, we'll see what our opponent does. Isolated Chapel. Love that art. Very nice. Actually, I love this art too. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. All right, now the Ranger Captain. How sweet of them. All right, now we know to play around the stupid sacrifice effect. Well, I say stupid, but it's very effective. Let's just get a mountain here. All right. Let's see. What do we do here? Let's... Oh, yeah, we can't play the Prime Time. I'm just filled with punts today. All right, so we're going to Summoner's Pact, and we'll Summoner's Pact for Steve. You hate to do it, but it is what it is. We'll just do that, just in case our opponent does anything completely insane. All right, see what our opponent does. They swing in, which is fine. History of Benalia, okay, we got that again. Even top decking a Crows and Grip wouldn't be ideal because we have to pay for the Pact. How annoying, but it is what it is. Pay it, and we're good. Okay, that's fine. Get a zombie, and then we can just crack it again and get a zombie after that, which is nice. So we have our blockers here, which is kind of what we want. They get another 2/2. Vigilance 2/2. Ooh, that's nice. Hex Parasite. All right, they swing in. We'll crack this. Let's get a Sheltered Thicket, because that'll come in tapped no matter what. And we'll block like this. Okay. Their Death Shadow survives, but I didn't expect it not to. Another History of Benalia. I think we're fine here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think we're all right. We'll see if they sack their Ranger Captain or not. Yeah, I ain't gonna do what you think it does, friend. Okay. So, what can we do here? Let's see. If we play the mountain, we get a zombie, then we have 4 mountains. Okay, yeah, so we have to do that. Play the mountain, get a zombie. Fine with that. Then we will play the prime time. We can get up, and there it is. Yeah, I think we would add 12 damage there if we went with the 2 mountains. All right, let's try it one more time and see if we can clean house. This is okay. I'll keep it, but not the best. Definitely not the best. We would want an untapped green source, particularly an untapped green source that also happens to be a mountain. All right, so we'll likely just take this. Actually, what will they take? They might just take the prime time, actually, because they see that we have enough lands as is. Yeah, I'm fine with that, to be honest. Jeez, all of the tapped sources. All right, see what our opponent plays. It's a very interesting deck by our opponent. Goodbye, Scape Shift. Okay. All right, let's play Cinderglade tapped. We'll suspend the search. See what we can do here. Inquisition, that ain't gonna hit anything. That's funny. All right, opponent plays another swamp. Okay, good stuff. In a holding pattern like this, we have a massive advantage just because it's like, yeah, well, we just win with lands, so we can take as much time as we need, basically. And I'd be fine with a matchup like that. All right, they play a Maze Mind Tome. Huh, interesting. It's a weird card, but I like it. All right, so we cast this, and we'll get a Snow-Covered Mountain. Gotta get that variety. All right, we'll play a Valakut here. Okay, and we're getting close to being set up to do our thing here with these Valakuts plus mountains. Opponent's gonna have to get rolling here if they wanna do anything, to be honest. All right, so they draw a card, hit a Thoughtseize. Not really that upset about that. If we top deck like a prime time, we can just play it no matter what. Okay, so let's play that. Then we'll Steve. Okay, now we're gonna be hitting pretty hard here once we get our 5th mountain. Deeply tragic from our opponent here. They got to do something. They got to get a board, or set up their combo, or do something with this book. Because this is quite good. Just being able to top deck several lightning bolts at a time, basically. This is not the kind of matchup where you want to sit on your thumb. They path. We'll just sack in response. I don't know why they did that. It's just so weird. Okay, sure. That is strange. Another Ranger Captain, no problem. They get a Death Shadow. It's all right. Cool thing here is we can just hold, right? We can play the Bloodstained Mire and wait, and then we can just blow our opponent up all at once. Or we can just play Prime Time. That also works. That works just as well. Alrighty. GG's to our opponent, and let's move on to the next one. Alrighty, we found our opponent, and it looks like we won the die roll. Good stuff. Best of luck to you, my friend. Yeah, that sucks. And we can keep this. We can definitely keep this. We've got the combo. We've got some ramp. Yeah, I think we'll just ship the field. That makes the most sense. Sort of. It sort of makes the most sense. I almost would have maybe shipped the forest, but whatever. We're going to be fine. So play the Stomping Ground, and we'll suspend the search and be on our way. Time to see what our opponent's playing. Hope they like Valakut. Ooh, Inspiring Vantage. We got some burn, perhaps. Yep. All right. Well, land off the top. Thank you, sir. Very kind. Very, very kind. Alrighty. So, let's do this. We'll play that tapped. Now we can hold up the bolt, wait for the Goblin Guide trigger, and then hopefully get a land, and then just bolt the Goblin Guide. Or what we can do is if they play like an Eidolon, then we can kill that. But, Swift Spear, okay. Alright. Primeval Titan, whatever. All right, hit the Goblin Guide and pass. They bolt us themselves, which is fine. All right, so we won't be getting that prime time off the top, which I'm actually moderately okay with. Let's get a snow-covered mountain here. And a relic. Interesting. We'll play the relic, and we'll likely pop the relic as well. Yeah, we'll likely pop the relic as well, fishing for another lightning bolt. That's going to kind of be the plan. Got a Bloodstained Mire from our opponent here. Okay. Now we'll wait for them to cast spells. Okay. Boros Charm, perhaps, or a Helix. All right, Boros Charm. Sure. Okay, so let's pop this. Summoner's Pact. Not really what we're looking for. That's okay. All right. Now, the unfortunate thing here is our opponent can do some really nasty stuff to us here, depending on what's in their hand. We're basically at this point hoping for just like all lands, which is not really going to be what happens. Okay. So we'll prime time, or through the breach prime time rather. We'll yield. Yes. Now the question is... Actually, no, there is no question. So we swing in. Yes. Now, let's see here. I legitimately think what we do here is... No. We can't. It's because of 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah. So let's do Cinderglade, Sheltered... Actually, no. Let's do Stomping Ground, Sheltered Thicket. No. All right. Then we'll do 1 towards the Swift Spear, and then the rest to face. Have to do a little bit of contemplation there. And hopefully our opponent doesn't have 2 burn spells or a creature and a burn spell or whatever. We win if they don't, we lose if they do. Simple as that. This is classic modern weirdness. Or if they have a Boros Charm, then we're just super dead. And they've got 4 cards, so if they don't have anything, then that's just baffling. Burn gives me like the worst anxiety because it's such a straightforward game plan, and it's like, hey, be faster or stop us, and it's like, oh boy, sometimes you can't. All right, so they pay red, suspend a Rift Bolt. Whoa, no way. Surely they're messing with us. But the cool thing here is we can respond to them. This is going to be awesome. If they play something, this is going to be so cool. This is going to be so cool. All right, so we'll hard cast this, and we'll see if they respond. And they won't. Okay, we'll see if they respond to this. If they do cast something, we can play this in response, and then through the breach. We might see some shenanigans here. Ooh, we might see some shenanigans. Oh boy. Oh yeah. Cast this. We get a prime time, and we do this. Yes. Mountain. Oh, yeah. That's what I like to see. Okay. All right. Well, that was funky. I like it. I like that a lot. Okay. Wow. All right. So we're going to add in the Baloths for sure. I think the Woodfall Primus is definitely too slow. For sure. Don't need that. Anger is... how useful is Anger? These relics are only okay. Let's put in 1 Anger of the Gods. Yeah, let's put in 1 Anger of the Gods and maybe... Maybe do that? Yeah, okay, fine. We'll do 2 Anger of the Gods. We'll trim 1 Scape Shift, and we'll just play like this. That was crazy. I love that. I love that a lot. Oh, this is a huge keep. Absolutely. All right. So we have a way to deal with their board. We have a way to ramp, and we have a win con. So this is basically everything you could ask for, with the only exception being that our opponent doesn't have the literal nuts, because that would be not great. All right, so we'll suspend, trying to preserve our life total as much as possible. The problem is preserving your life total can sometimes slow you down by a turn, which might actually be worse than just taking the 3 damage. It's definitely debatable, for sure. All right, so they play a Lightning Bolt. They get a Prowess trigger. Luckily, they're not playing a ton of... Well, luckily and unluckily. Secure the critics, that's fine. Okay. Steve here is going to be pulling a lot of weight. God bless Steve. We'll play him. So now we get to block, which is awesome. That might be enough. It might not. We'll have to see. Or, well, I shouldn't say it might be enough. It might be what saves us. And it might not. Okay, Goblin Guide. That's deeply tragic. All right. So we'll block the Goblin Guide because the most they get here is 2 damage. So we'll block the guaranteed 2 damage. Okay, trigger. Cool, we get a mountain. Move to blocks. We'll block like that. Then we'll sacrifice. And we'll get a mountain. All right, so we take 1. Nice. Very nice. Sunbait Canyon. Oh, yeah. I mean, it sucks that we're going to take damage, but oh, yeah. Oh, no. That is unfortunate. That is deeply unfortunate, actually. Whatever. Sure, we'll just cast it. That's fine. That's unfortunate, to be honest. Let's get a mountain. It's fine. Let's play another mountain, and then we'll just do one of these. Ugh, being down to 5 sucks in this scenario for sure, but wiping out their entire board is nice. All right. Oh, and I got a... Oh, man. That's just the worst. Luckily, we could play the prime time next turn, but now we're in range, which is not great. And they could just have it, you know, truth be told. Mountain off the top. And do they have the lightning bolt? Skewer the critics. All right. Good job, opponent. Okay. I think we'll just resubmit and hope that being on the play is what makes the difference. Which, to be honest, very well could be. All right, we're playing first. Hit yes. And yeah, sure. We have a Baloth, which is awesome. We have a prime time. Our lands are a bit wonky, and the triple search is a bit, but I think we'll be okay. Now the question is, do we go for the shock? I don't think we do. Yeah, I think we'll just go basic forest. All right. And we suspend. Oh, and our opponent mulligan. That's great for us. Burn mulliganing is not good for the burn player because you need that ammo, right? It's super important, at least from my experience. Summoner's Pact. Okay. Well, we could pact another Obstinate Baloth, so I think we're actually in a pretty good spot here. If we top deck an untapped mana source, I guess we'd prefer it to be red, then we can just cast the Baloth, then next turn cast the Baloth. I don't think our opponent's necessarily packing too much. What's the card? Card that deals damage and says you can't heal. Either way, I don't think our opponent's too worried about that. I think they are probably counting on us being pretty darn linear. But Baloths, man, I'll tell you what, I've actually played a list pretty similar to this, where instead of Bloodbraid Elves, back when they were banned, you know, you just play a bunch of Baloths. It's like, yeah, your mid-range matchup gets stronger, not that you need the help. And for burn, you just have this really dumb insurance policy. It's awesome. Ooh, and our opponent didn't play anything. That seems insane. This must be a Eidolon. Yep. That sucks. But it is what it is. All right, so we cast this. We'll take some damage. Yeah. Actually, let's not yield to that. Get a mountain. Oh, we should have gotten a forest. Okay, we're fine. That would have been bad. All right, so we bail off. Opponent's probably not too happy about that. This is just outside of Eidolon range, and now their attacks are basically not happening, which is awesome. Very awesome. Back to 19. We're in a good spot here. I feel like the second bail off might just secure it, but we'll have to see. Opponent takes damage, which is hilarious. Now they're actually in range for like escape shift, which is pretty funny. All right, and a lava spike. Yep, we'll yield to the prowess triggers because that's not too important. Opponent's taking even more damage. They likely won't attack with the Eidolon, at least I don't expect them to. They might though, and if they think that it's actually hurting them more than it's hurting us, but we'll have to see. I will definitely block the Eidolon given the opportunity. Totally fine with this, absolutely, especially if they don't somehow have some weird shenanigans. Yeah, we're good. Summoner's Pact. Opponent, I heard you like Baloths. And that's it. Okay. 2 Baloths was too many. All right, on to the next one. Okay, so this hand seems at least moderately keepable. We're not going to be able to do the search right away, and we're likely just going to hard cast it. But I like pretty much everything else. Having just lands and a threat oftentimes is just good enough in this deck, at least in my experience. I could be overestimating its capabilities or mine, but it is what it is. So let's just see what our opponent's playing. They did not mulligan, so we'll have to play our best here. Ooh, maybe some Storm. Interesting. All right, well, they have a pretty good time of getting under us, unfortunately. So we're gonna have to be quick here. If we can get like a Through the Breach, breaching out of Woodfall Primus might be pretty good. I don't think Scape Shift is going to be nearly fast enough. This would definitely be the type of matchup where like main board land destruction and like a pillage would be awesome as like a flex spot. Manamorphose, okay. Are they just going to go for something here? What are they doing? Oh, whoa. Cost 3 less if you've cast an instant or sorcery. Whoa. Huh. Well, first of all, that art is fantastic. My goodness. But not really Storm, I guess. Some kind of Prowess deck, which might be way cooler, to be honest. Huh, how about that? All right, so we'll sacrifice the Steve here, and we'll get a mountain. Another search for tomorrow, it's okay. All right, so we'll hard cast one of them. Let's see. I don't think I'm gonna suspend the other one. I think we'll just hard cast it next turn, assuming we don't get anything good. That gives us a decent amount of room here. All right, so let's see what our opponent has. It'll be interesting to see if they're more on like the control-y side of a Prowess deck, or they're more on like a tempo aggro side. I'm not sure which one we'd rather face at this point. I feel like we might just completely crumble the tempo because we're a little bit light on threats here at the very least. But if we get a breach, we can do some shenanigans with like breaching on their end step, and then if they counter that, then we can just hard cast something. What's this? Interesting. Lava Dart. Okay. Yep. All right. So on the aggro side of Prowess. Interesting. Okay. Let's see what we can do. Ooh, ask and you shall receive. Now, that has flying, which is regrettable. 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be 6. So we can just through the breach, get out the Woodfall Primus, and then just get lands. Yeah, guess that makes the most sense. Guess I was thinking about the Woodfall Primus too much as like a quick defender rather than what it's always been excellent at, and that's messing with your opponent's non-creature permanents. All right, persist. Beautiful. Who knew the one of Woodfall Primus would be useful? Although I suppose just a prime time in there would have just won us the game, so it is what it is. All right. Next turn we'll actually... No, next turn we won't be able to Scapeshift because we need 3 green sources in order to search plus Scapeshift. Now, if we top deck 1, then it'll work because we'll be able to play the search, get a second green source, or get a third green source technically, and then play the Scapeshift. So, all right, good enough. All right, let's see. They're doing Lava Dart shenanigans, which is fine. All right. I'm feeling comfortable. Our opponent's not playing a land, which is good for us. And we have a couple of ways to get a victory here, depending on what we draw. If we draw a green source untapped, then we're good, as long as our opponent isn't packing some kind of like force of negation. Oh, it's an untapped green source. All right. 1, 2, 3. So let's get this. Then we can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, we could just I think, yeah, we'll just do the regular old Scapeshift instead of the search into Scapeshift. Sometimes that's worth it, but just to be safe. All right, so we will just click everything. This is one of the benefits of having redundant pieces of Valakut. I know back in the day, you'd see lists where there was only basically like maybe 2, maybe 3, like 2, maybe 3 copies, something like that, and you couldn't do something like this. Now you could just get a bunch of mountains, and then just do it that way. But at least in my opinion, there's merit in having just the extra options. All right, so we got this one in the bag. All right, Prowess. Okay, so we can take Fry because that'll hit blue targets. I don't necessarily know if we need relics. Veil of Summer seems tempting. Despite the usefulness of the Woodfall Primus, I think we'll trim one of those and maybe trim on Scapeshift. I think I'm cool with this. Yeah. Against Prowess, I don't necessarily know if this is enough. Sure, we'll mulligan. Why not? Okay. Yeah, why not? That's fine. So we'll be able to Lightning Bolt one of their early threats, which I'm cool with, before it can get out of hand. Swift Spear. Interesting. Okay. We want to be careful on the off chance that they have something like a gut shot or, you know, something similar to that. I think we're just going to play the basic mountain because we are a little bit worried about our life total. And if this Woodfall Primus, if this Wooded Foothills could turn into a Cinderglade later, that might be a little bit more wise, especially because we're going to be through the breaching instead of hard casting. Us having a bunch of red is completely fine. So let's see what our opponent plays. Hopefully it's nothing too daunting. Manamorphose. Okay. We'll just... Do we bolt? Yeah, let's just bolt it in response. That's fine. If they play some other Prowess creature that we're maybe afraid of, that's like a 2-drop or something, that it is what it is. To me, I just want to save the life because they can do a lot here. And in my opinion, like the decision is right there. It's like, okay, you know, they could just do like 3 more Manamorphoses and then have a huge Swift Spear. So you need to kind of decide then and there. or at the very least during the spell right after that, but they can do something in response, like a gut shot, so I just wanted to play it safe. Although I'm not entirely sure if this deck is playing gut shot or not. I don't think it is. Well, actually, I say that, but that's mostly just based on like prior knowledge of these decks. Well, there's a second Manamorphose, or God forbid, like a mutagenic growth. Oh boy. Oh, wow. All right. So what do they have? Some kind of storm nonsense? Light up the stage. Okay. Spell Pierce. Gross. All right. Yeah, that was super not threatening. Okay, so here I'm going to get the Wooded Foothills, and what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to get the Sheltered Thicket, strictly because I don't want that to be drawn into our hand, and then we can't do anything with it, because it just doesn't do anything, because it's always coming in tapped. It's a good card to have as like a 1 or 2 of in this deck, just because it's another mountain that can also have green, but it's definitely, you don't want too many for obvious reasons, and sometimes the cycling comes in play. Not often, to be honest, but sometimes you can go for it. Light up the stage, okay. Ooh, Bedlam Reveler. Ugh, gross. And a Swift Spear. Okay. Well, Sheltered Thicket. Thought I misclicked for a moment there. Jeez Louise. Okay. Well, we're getting there slowly. We just need to be able to deal with their impending board that they will have developed this turn, most likely. Bedlam Reveler is a pretty good card, plus Swift Spear, and their graveyard is definitely filled to the brim. We might be able to ignore the Reveler, but it depends. On the bright side, they're doing a fantastic job of injuring themselves, so even like the softest Primeval Titan can do quite a bit of damage. Not that a Primeval Titan is ever, technically speaking, soft, but you get my point. All right, so they're pumping up the Swift Spear, no problem. Okay, we're down to 14, soon to be 13 from our fetch land. And our opponent is going to play the Reveler. All right, let's see what they discard. Okay, 2 lands. So all we got to do is deal with these knuckleheads, and I think we'll be all right. I'll get the Stomping Ground just because we don't want to take any damage any more than we already have to. And I wouldn't hate a Bloodbraid here. Search for Tomorrow. Okay, well, it's all right. I think we'll go Field of the Dead. Hardcast the Search for Tomorrow. Get the snow covered. All right. So as long as we don't die here, which very well might happen, then I think we're okay. Because we can just, through the breach, prime time and flood the board with zombies and deal a lot of damage with the Valakut. You guys know the drill. All right, let's see if they crack that, and they do. All right. Hopefully that means they don't have much. Okay. Wow. Maybe they just have like 3 bolts. They're like... trying to mess with us or something. Okay. Play the Cinderglade. Now, we'll hardcast this, or cast it, rather, really no difference. We'll get the prime time. We will tap like so. We'll play through the breach. No Spell Pierce. Good for us. Worried about that for just a little bit. Now we have 5 mountains on board, so Valakut is the play. All right, so we get some zombies. All right, and there we have it. Excellent. Good stuff. All right, so there you have it. I think we did pretty good in the queue, for sure. As far as the build goes, I think we can maybe fine-tune some things a little bit. For instance, I think the Woodfall Primus might be a little bit too cute. I don't know if we really need that. That could be a 4th Scape Shift or a Bolt or a Relic, or maybe we can even trim on any of these and that, and, you know, maybe get some Explorers in there, or, you know, Farseeks, Dryads, Sword Tooths, anything really. I think that is definitely open for interpretation. It's just going to take a little bit more of a deep dive into the meta to see what we actually need to build. As for the mana base, it can be improved a little bit by having a wider variety of fetches to help accommodate for the Field of the Dead. I'm not entirely sure if we want a Vesuva in here or not. Probably not. I haven't seen that done much, if ever, really. It's more of an amulet thing, and that's fine. As for the sideboard, it's good. For sure. I don't know if the ratios are correct, and I'm not really going to be able to know until we do take a deeper dive into the meta. I think the Veils are great, but we didn't really need those. The Angers performed well. The Baloths overperformed for sure. We didn't run into Tron or classic Is It Storm, so we didn't really need these Damping Spheres. We might be able to go down to 2 on these, or, you know, maybe 3 isn't enough. We are pretty weak against combo decks that can go underneath us, or that can kind of tempo us out and maybe counter our stuff along the way and then just get underneath us that way. So there's definitely improvements to be made. I am a touch concerned about the Bloodbraid Elf, particularly against 3 mana Teferi, Blue-white is out there. It is a threat. I've played it a ton over the years, and man, that deck can be really annoying. But I think we're in a good spot here. It's just gonna take some tweaking for sure. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for your time. I really can't stress that enough. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you guys again next week. Have a good one.